Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm back at my home studio setup, and I'm trying OBS this time because I heard that the sound was wavering in volume, and I think this has been happening from the get-go, and I don't really know why, because it was going right through Restream Studio. But I think now, by using OBS and shifting everything out to the world this way, hopefully it will be better. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the last night of live streams, of the nightly, almost nightly live streams. Yes, we missed last night, and if you've been tuning in every night at some point or another, or every day, whether you're watching real time or later, thank you so much, and thank you for everybody who chimed in. I mentioned that there was a death in the family, and I really appreciate all the kind words and thoughts, and thank you. We've all been there, we've all been through it, and as I've mentioned, this album is kind of interestingly dealing with a lot of themes of grief, different kinds of grief. I saved these last two songs both for tonight because I wasn't comfortable playing in the hotel room last night. My mom and I were both exhausted, and I got home today after 6 hours, so I'm put on a little makeup, and this is the last thing I'm going to do before I crash tonight. So if you're out there, say hi. If you feel like it, share it. We are down to the wire here. 13 hours. 13 hours. A little bit less than 13 hours. Well, maybe 13 hours and 3 minutes. I don't know. 13 hours left of the Kickstarter. I'm kind of just, I don't even know what else to say about it, except that if you are interested in this album and you want to get your hands on it before everybody else, that's the way to do it, is through the Kickstarter. You can still do it. You've got 13 hours left. Of course, once the Kickstarter has ended, I will put up a pre-order button on the website, and you'll be able to order it that way. But I'm going to send it out to the Kickstarter people first. We've also got the Folk Therapy t-shirt that is only available through the Kickstarter, and I'm sorry, that's done. After that, it's done. So if you didn't get your order in for the Folk Therapy t-shirt, I'm sorry. There's going to be other Folk Therapy swag. In fact, I got some really cool stuff delivered recently, but I'm not going to give that away just yet. We do have some cool stuff, and I'll be tuning in at some point, or dropping in at some point down the road after I take a little bit of a break, and sharing more about all the stuff that's happening with the record. I'm overdue for an update through the Kickstarter, but I promise that will be coming soon. So, Crowded was the 10th track. It's the anthem of the album. It's the one I played at the Airbnb, and though it may not have sounded like the anthem that night, trust me when I say the recording is full and beautiful and hopefully very anthemic to your ears. These last two songs take place a little bit later in the timeline. And Crowded, just to say a little bit more about that song, has this sort of reaches that point of like acknowledgement and kind of a joyful acceptance of everything that has gone on in my life, whether it be happened to me, by me, for me. All of that has culminated into making me the person that I am right now. And I believe that's true for all of us, of course. And all we can do is just celebrate that fact, right? Just celebrate who we are right now with all our flaws, but also recognize that we're not alone. And when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable in front of people and share some things that might be painful, and not all of us are going to be comfortable doing that in a very public way or in a very specifically literal way, but with another person, there's nothing more rewarding, I think, than understanding and opening up to the possibility that we're not by ourselves in this journey. So, excuse me. I've got a beer tonight. Oh, this is so professional. I should talk less, sing more. But what I'll say about these last two tracks, again, it's like, here I am today. I still am. I'm still growing. We're all still growing. We're all still reaching for a further evolution in ourselves and in our psyches. And I don't know, I hope we never are fully satisfied, because then, where do you go from there? So I spent the day with my mom. I spent a lot of time with my mom, and she is the epitome of an evolved woman at nearly 87, still open to new discoveries and about herself, as well as so open to conversations, and we've had some good ones lately. So this song, I'm sorry, track 11, it's called Only Sometimes, and it's that moment of finding that place, but still maybe we still kind of maybe yearn a little bit. Grieving the person we used to be is part of that process. But super excited about this track, so excited about it. Both of these. This first one has Suzie Vinnick on the bass and guitar. She's playing beautiful guitar on this song. Suzie is amazing. We have Carolyn, both my drummers are on this album. Cheryl is adding percussion and Carolyn plays a djembe. I'm going to forget who's on this. This is terrible. It's a pretty stripped down version. We have Diane Perry's on the Melodica, and I think that's it, right? Drums, bass, guitar, Melodica, and me. And singing. Oh, harmony vocals, duh. Oh my goodness, the harmony vocals provided by the beautiful and wonderful Heaton, who gave me some really awesome advice on this song. And dear friend from up north, gorgeous singer-songwriter, Robin Lee Berry. So there we go. All right, track 1. We'll talk about the next one in a minute. Track 11. Ay, ay, ay. I have to stand. Here's my turn, this is me, second driveway on the right, just before the curve. They don't ever plow this road, you might want to take it slowly. Welcome to my world. Remember Monday's little glimpse of spring? It woke the bees, and now the hives are all covered up in snow. February's fickle that way, I am too. You know firsthand how long I take to let things go. And you ask me if I ever miss the city, and I tell you I only sometimes do. See that gravel pit across the road? It used to be alive, and now those boys are out of work. I feel bad for them, I do, but I like the quiet till the neighbor's shotgun fire takes me out of my comfort. And you ask me if I ever miss the city, and I tell you there's no more neon lights to paint the stars. I swear the moon's 1,000,000 times bigger out here. It's where I untangle every knot I'm tied up in and let the whole damn world disappear. Soon will be the time for planting. Maybe this year I can finally grow that little garden. Yes, I know, but just look at all the green. Can you believe this is my backyard? So don't ask me if I ever miss the city, 'cause I'll tell you I still sometimes do. But I only sometimes do. that's Only Sometimes, track 11. One more song to go, different guitar. The song is called Yesterday. People are going to look at it and then wonder if I'm doing a cover of a Beatles song, but I'm not. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're tuning in, I'm not looking at the chat tonight right now, but I'll respond to it in a little bit. And I really appreciate everybody who is hanging out with me tonight. It's Thursday. It's beautiful outside. My husband is at Sounds and Sights playing in the Dorchestra, and I really wanted to drop in, but pulled into the house about 5 o'clock today and needed to chill out, eat some dinner, and get ready for this. And thanks again. Kickstarter is still out there. So Yesterday, this is the most stripped down song on the album. This is an open G tuning. I realized I've been playing the 5-string banjo, and that's an open G tuning, and so I should be able to find my way around it on the guitar. So that was a fun experiment, and it is quite simply, my guitar, tiny bit of banjo, the beautiful Emily Slomovits playing gorgeous violin. She was right here in the basement recording. It's one of the few that we did with me, and the stunning Louise Mosrie singing harmony on this. I've been far too busy lately, filling up my plate with things that leave a really nasty taste in my mouth. Overly consumed with all the ways we're doomed, while trying to make room for what I should be leaving out. Yesterday I listened to my breath for the first time in ages. I read a real book made out of paper and got through almost 7 pages. Well, I've come dangerously close to picking up the phone to boast about the way all my anger has subsided. Everywhere I look, there's evidence of crooked and creative ways it took for me to try and hide it. But yesterday a sunbeam hit the curtains for the first time in ages. I still don't understand why grief has to go through so many stages. When the needle on the record dances across the same word, someone else who isn't me might pick it up and move it over to a new song, but that would feel so wrong with the solace I find when I'm stuck inside this groove. But yesterday I chose to wear mascara for the first time in ages, as the force field round my bleeding heart finally disengages. And yesterday my inner tenor songbird sang out for the first time in ages, and all the doors flew open on her tortured little cages. And all the doors flew open. Well, and that's it. That's the end of the 12 days. Thank you so much for listening to my songs. I cannot wait for you to hear what all these amazing, amazing women have done to elevate them and to bring them to life. So stunning, so incredible. I will continue to gush about them through multiple posts out there in the social world and email newsletters and whatnot. I hope that if you enjoy the music, you will share it. I can't wait for you to get your hands on it, and we'll see what happens in these next 12 hours. But honestly, the goal has been achieved, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thanks so much. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you soon. This is when I try to find my mouse and actually gracefully exit.